Sweetheart Kope 今日はポッパーズどうしちゃったんでしょう All the way from Canada Rush の皆様です Aloha
Aloha
Welcome to Poppers MTV You know I was listening to a lot of your old albums as well as this one, the brand new one For some reason I just started thinking about Yes
They were a big influence on us for a while When we were I mean, they were one of the first bands of real musicians that we really admired. It was very technical. It was very conceptual. They had a big impression on us. Unfortunately, they were still around while we were doing what we were doing. So, you know, that influence showed up on our music. And it's very difficult when the people that are influencing you are still making records. So you're sort of, you're sort of both existing at the same time. You know, that's a natural part of growing up as a writer and musician.
Let's talk about Canada. I've never been there. What's going on, like a music scene? Just with Corey Hart.
Yeah, actually the music scene, we don't spend a lot of time in Canada either.
I guess.
We're on the road about 6 or 7 months of the year recording, so we're kind of out of touch, but the music scene is pretty
quite healthy
right now.
It's quite healthy, and I guess the main music centers, I guess, are Toronto, Vancouver, I guess, I would say, in Salt and the other cities, but if they have a bustling music scene, I'm not that aware of it. It's a pretty self-sufficient industry where at one point it was pretty dependent on the United States, but now there are a lot of artists in Canada that can exist in Canada and do pretty well, at least, become sort of Canadian stars, I guess.
How about this big English movement? Like, Culture Club, a lot of different bands are getting so popular in the United States side as well as over here.
Well, it seems to me that right now it's probably the weakest time for English music in the last 20 years. I don't really see that big a flow of English music over to America.
Really? For young kids, though?
The few that you mentioned, are more pop bands.
Yeah.
They're not really groups that will revolutionize anything or really change anything. They're really mainstream pop bands that are very international in there.
Most of the music right now is very pop-oriented, very singles-oriented music. I mean, aside from the heavy metal movement, which is just heavy metal music. It seems to me now that it's a very weak time for rock music coming out of England.